Hi everyone. Hope you're doing well as staying safe. Welcome to Mysa Magazine. Mysa's guest for the day is a YouTuber, singer, influencer, and the talent list just goes on. It's endless. She is what I can say as a complete all-rounder. From Harvard to India, she's being an inspiration as well as an influence around the globe. She is none other than Avanti Nagral. And everyone, if you're liking the content from this channel, don't forget to hit the like button and also a sub to the channel would be awesome. Thank you. Hi, Avanti. My name is Pranay Prem and I'm from Mysa magazine. Thank you for joining us today.
Namaste, Pranay. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here with all the viewers and readers of Mysa.
Thank you so much. So, there are numerous posts in Instagram and you obviously stand out with a creative way of presenting it. What made you present songs in such a humorous way?
I think for me, I've been a singer for many years and been doing this professionally. And last year when I started getting into other kinds of content as well beyond music, I always saw music as the vehicle, if you will. And for me, even in my original music, it's really important that there is always some sort of message or emotion or something attached to it. So it felt like a natural, combination. And I've been enjoying, experimenting with things, rewriting certain songs with different social messages, and it's been fun.
You got viewership for your Instagram videos.
Yes, the audience is very kind, so I'm grateful.
Okay. So, with its unique presentations make social criticism seem funnier. There are issues like mental health, which you have discussed in your post. How do you feel when people respond with their actual experiences?
It's really tough because so we released a song called Suntolo a couple months ago. It's an original of mine, and we did a couple videos for that. We did a proper music video, then we did a video with 25 Gen Z creators. And then I've done, as you mentioned, some other short form content. I hawk even today, just to see if people are sharing their experiences. Because on one hand, I feel very grateful that people let it a safe space where they can share. And on the other hand, I'm always, the older sister in me comes out and says, I need to figure out a way to get them resources, So the second I see somebody comment something, someone from my team will reach out or I will reach out and we'll figure out a way to just connect them with resources, because as artists and creators, we have a platform, but we are not professionals in this space. And, I feel fortunate that a lot of mental health organizations, therapists, counselors partnered with us for this. And we keep trying to find new resources, because a lot of the audience is young and they can't necessarily afford a lot of it. So we're always on the lookout for free or affordable resources and try to share it. It is a lot, but at the same time, it makes me really grateful that people feel safe that they can share.
You recently appeared in a news panel where gender equality was being discussed. As an artist, do you think social media websites are also gender biased?
Oh, interesting question. Yes and no. I think that a lot of the ways that they have been run in the past has been through a male gaze and a male lens. And so, what used to be prioritized on certain platforms, for example, was women's pictures being objectified, right? And certain things. But now I think there's more of a healthy balance. You see more and more women being in those roles, but there still needs to be a huge change. In terms of as a creator, luckily, I think that there is opportunity for all types of genders and all types of expressions, but women and essentially non-men, so non-binary folks, transgender folks, a lot of different folks get more hate in a huge proportion than men do. And much of it comes from an unfounded place. People just can hide behind, their phones or their computers and will comment things like Sali, Randy, whatever they want to comment, and I think it comes because they feel like there is no consequence to it. So while I think the people who are running these organizations are starting to, become more gender diverse, and creators can be of any any gender, any expression, it's still a fact that women get way more hate and not non-men essentially.
So, on a personal front, how do you deal with criticism, especially on social media platforms, especially the hard criticism you face? How do you do it?
I think you have to realize that it's a part and parcel of the job, right? You're choosing to put yourself out there publicly. So you're going to get wonderful comments and you're also going to get not so nice ones. I think for me, I've had to learn how to develop tough skin and, ignore some of them. If it's something that I feel would adversely affect my community, because there's a lot of young women in my community, I'm very vocal about that and I will respond. But I truly believe in responding with kindness. I've made videos. I recently made a video on YouTube reacting to hate comments, and surprisingly, it did well. And I think part of it was because a lot of people resonated with responding to the hate with kindness, excuse me. Because, it's really easy for us to continue that perpetual cycle, right? I could have put out their names and, people could have gone and then hated on them, but there's no need to do that. I think, sometimes you have to separate what a person says from who they are and react to that, as opposed to trying to cancel a person or, doing something of that nature. From a business point of view, it's interesting because technically no engagement is bad engagement, right? Or no press is bad press. But it does make a difference, I think, to your mental health. And I think that is very paramount, and to the mental health of people consuming.
So, according to you, which has been the happiest moment in your professional career?
Wow, that is a very tough question to answer. I would say two. One is in the live performance space. A few years ago, I was performing at the 26/11 Memorial event. Essentially, it was commemorating the lives lost during the terror attack in Mumbai. And it was the first time all my grandparents were there to see me perform together. My nanny had passed away, but everybody else was there. And it felt really good because it was a stage that meant something to them. I was singing songs that meant something to them. And my grandfather, my dada, who passed away last year, he started having dementia. So, he forgot a lot of things. And the thing that he kept remembering was wo gateway wala performance, right? That thing. And that's all he would bring up. Anybody came to the house, a plumber or whatever, he'd be like, wo gateway wala performance every time he saw me, right? And I think it was a sense of pride that he had within himself. So that was really, really special to me. And otherwise, I think, I've just been in a space of gratitude and happiness this year. A lot of it's been really tough, but especially over the past few months, just being able to build the community that I'm building and just seeing your efforts pay off always makes you happy. So I think I'm in that space right now.
We notice your mom and grandma in the videos along with you, trying to create social awareness. Are you guys like a team, being supportive of each other, coming from three different generations?
That's really interesting. I need to bring my mom more in videos for sure, but she's been really supportive as well. I think it's interesting. My grandma and I have done a few videos together that have done super well. And a lot of it is because it's two very different generations. I mean, we are 60 plus years apart, right? 65 years difference in age. And I think us being able to engage in social issues together is cool, and hopefully serves as a model for anybody who wants to talk to their parents or their grandparents about taboo subjects like sex or sexual health or women's health or mental health, whatever it might be. So this is my mom's mom-in-law, right? It's my dad's mom. And I think it's interesting to get both of their perspectives because they grew up differently, they come from different backgrounds. So I feel grateful that my immediate family is open-minded and allows this conversation to happen in a way that, it's been tough to start to discuss these conversations at home. But the more we've done it, the more I think we've come together. And I think, especially in India, a lot of us live in multi-generational homes or situations, and we value that. So I think the more as young people we can bridge that generation gap, and vice versa, older folks can be open-minded, I think the better it'll be.
Well, definitely the three of you make a great combo, and we hope to see more videos from you.
Thank you.
Okay then. Lastly, Mysa magazine tries to bring out hidden talents from unrecognized artists in India. What is your advice to the people out there who wishes to make their mark with their respective talents?
I mean, I just would say India is so talented, and there is a place and space for every kind of talent. Don't think just because something that you do is maybe different or unique that there's no space for it. I promise you there is. And with the advent of social media, it's amazing to see what can be represented. I think as you are working toward it, keep a couple things in mind. One, it's equally important to work on your craft as it is the business. So keep both hand in hand. It is at the end of the day a business if you want to make it a profession. And the second is, which I really wish people did more of, a lot of people think if one person has made it in that specific field who is like them, then that space has been occupied. But in fact, the more people that make it, the bigger it creates that ecosystem. So rather than feeling like you're in competition with people, collaborate with people, support each other, hype each other up. And I think that is what's going to push everybody forward.
Those are very inspiring words. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you so much for the questions. They were very interesting and thought provoking. So I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Avanti, so much for taking a valuable time off for this interview. And I hope we can do this again very, very soon.
Yes, I hope so too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.